Hi guys, it's Jessica Cadman here, and welcome to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, I'm actually a fourth year Bachelor of Science in Dietetics student, so I'm going into my fourth year this year, and I'm also writing my MCAT this summer on July 9th, so that is 3 short weeks away, and I'm excited and nervous and a mix of emotions right now, very stressed and all the rest of it, trying to kind of stay sane. But I figured I would give you guys a little video on the tools that I've been using so far to study. So if you've watched any of my other videos, I've kind of talked about my study schedule and what I've been doing and all that fun stuff. So I figured I'd devote a video specifically for everything, all the study material I've been using and how it's been working out for me so far. So I'm actually using the Princeton review books to go through, so I'm reading all the Princeton review books to study for my MCAT, and I found them very thorough so far. I find them very informative, and they kind of have just enough detail. What else? And they also have questions integrated within the text, which I find nice because you can kind of test your knowledge throughout as you're reading and make sure that you're actually absorbing what you're reading and going through. So I find that to be really useful, and they also have little, let's see, I'll just grab my little textbook here right now. They have end of chapter reviews too. So the chapters aren't unbearably long, but they'll have, like, at the end of each chapter they'll have a practice passage, and then they'll have some freestanding questions, which are all things that you're going to find on the MCAT exam. And I really enjoy doing those because then if I get something wrong, I can go back and review it some more because I clearly didn't grasp the concept well enough, or maybe I just didn't read the question properly, which I have found to be a problem sometimes when you're just not paying attention and get a little bit too confident and then answer without properly reading and noting some keywords like which of the following is not a blank 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 or whatever. So that's one thing to pay attention to when you're going through questions and when you're writing your actual exam, of course. So another tool that I found really useful is Khan Academy. So right now I'm actually studying for biochemistry, and as I've heard, and maybe you guys have heard too, it's a huge component on the MCAT exam. Now, I only took the first semester of biochemistry, and I'm taking the second semester of biochemistry after my MCAT exam, so it's not going to be very useful to me. So when I'm reviewing the Princeton review books, there's a lot of information that I haven't reviewed yet, like that I haven't learned yet. So I'm finding it a little bit intense to actually go through the Princeton review books and, take all this information in. So I've actually been studying through Khan Academy's online kind of MCAT prep center, and I'll post a link below. But if there's any subject that you're kind of not clear on and maybe need some more like assistance and visuals and stuff like that, I would definitely recommend Khan Academy. They also have quizzes and they have little modules. So right now I'm doing like all the biomolecules and all that fun stuff. So DNA, lipids, proteins, enzymes, and then all the other details that fall into that category of each. And they'll have little quizzes so that you can test your knowledge after you've reviewed everything. And some of them actually have little pages of information that might equivalent to like reading 2 pages. So it's not like it's anything unbearable. But that's all I really used for biochem so far. I haven't used anything else because I find it's very thorough, and I think when you're dealing with molecules and all that kind of stuff, it's a lot more useful to actually have it explained to you than it is to read. That's just what works for me. I can't really read and explain something to myself that's so complex like that. So it's a lot easier to watch a video and have someone show you, oh, well, this bond is going here and then this is happening and blah, 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 blah. So that's just what's been working for me. I mean, whatever you want to do it, but it's definitely a useful resource, and they're actually partnered with AAMC as well. So Khan Academy is definitely reputable, and they have all kinds of things for MCAT review. So definitely check it out. That's another tool that I've found to be a lifesaver so far. What else have I been using? I've also been using Firecracker questions, and I've just kind of like passively been doing those. by passively I mean just kind of like relaxing, sitting in bed and maybe going through a few of them. They have a new app out now, and it's a lot more specific, so you can choose what you actually want to review, and then they'll give you some questions or passages pertaining to what you selected. So if you select biochemistry and you select enzymes and DNA or something, it'll give you a random selection of questions pertaining to those two topics. And they have it for sociology, psych, critical analysis and reasoning, etc. So that's really nice because it's directly related to studying for the MCAT, and it's completely free. So a lot of the study material costs money, but Khan Academy and Firecracker are free. So that's really nice. I feel like closer to the exam, I'll be using a lot of the online test, like quiz test question generators. Like I know Kaplan has one. The Princeton review with my books that I ordered, they have three free practice tests, full-length practice tests, so I'm going to be doing those too in the coming week or so. I've already reviewed them, or a few of them anyways, but I'm going to go over them again, obviously, and try to do as many practice questions as I can. And then I also heard that the exam crackers books are really beneficial, so I didn't buy all of them, but I did buy the 1001 questions in MCAT questions in biology, and then I also bought the chemistry one as well. I feel pretty confident in everything else that's on the MCAT, so just these two things kind of to review. I just feel like there's a lot more details and specifics related to biology and chemistry than maybe sociology and psych, depending on who you are. I mean, we all have our strengths and weaknesses, but that's just how I feel, and I feel like, you know, if you get a good idea of, or if you can go through as many practice questions as you can, there's only so many questions they can ask you, so I'm just going to go through all 1001 of these questions, I guess, in both books. And I'm planning on doing that kind of in my last 2 weeks, so I'm going to be done studying by the end of this coming week. So that will be June 23rd, 24th, and then I'm just going to go through all the practice questions and leave the next 2 weeks just to go through the questions and really get a good grasp on everything and pull together all the information that I've crammed into my brain. And also on an additional note, I think those are really all the tools I've been using so far, as opposed to, oh yes, and I would definitely recommend looking up definitions for things that you don't understand. So if you're reading a page and you get to the bottom of it and you're like, what did I just read? I mean, we've all done that many times. I know I have, and I still do. It's normally because there's a word on the page that's just like a completely foreign concept to you. So if you look it up and you get a good grasp of what it actually means, it makes it a lot easier to understand the information that's preceding. So I definitely recommend doing that. I think that's all, guys. I think that's all the information I've been using. You know, dictionaries, I look up words, and then YouTube videos if I'm not completely clear on a concept. And again, I'm watching the Khan Academy videos and lectures, so that's been really helpful. And yeah, I think that's about it. But I also wanted to say that, yes, I'm very overwhelmed, and I'm sure, you know, like studying for the MCAT is not a light thing to do, and it's pretty intense and scary and dreadful. And there have been a couple times where I've completely avoided studying because it's a lot to confront, you know, like all these words and definitions and concepts and all that kind of stuff. It's definitely a tough process, but you just kind of have to push through it and try to understand everything that you're not completely clear on. And once you feel confident and good about it, then move on to the next thing. And don't trip out too much about it. So that's kind of what I've been trying to do and trying to live by, is that motto. So I recommend that you guys all do the same, and let me know how you like this video. If there are any other videos or questions you guys have for me, or videos that you'd like me to make, post in the comments below, and I'll hopefully be making another video in the next week or so to let you know how my progress is, and maybe when I'm done all my books and actual studying and getting into the questions, into doing questions and all that kind of stuff, I will give you guys an update. So thank you guys for watching, and have a great day, and good luck studying. Bye.